Welcome to my channel Health for You.
Tips on how to have a baby girl naturally. Almost every person that intends to have babies would like to be able to control the gender of their future children. Some of these future parents would like to have girls, but they don't know how to do that. This video has been created especially for coming to the aid of these persons, since it deals with the main tips on how to have a baby girl. So, if you are interested in having a female child, be with me for a couple of minutes. First of all, I want to present the answer to the first three questions that occur to the women and men interested in human gender selection. When to conceive a girl? Many people intuit that a person's gender is influenced by the period or even the moment when that person was conceived. Some researchers confirm this theory and provide an interesting method that tells the couples when they should conceive a child in order to have a baby with the gender that is preferred by that couple. This method's name is Scheitel's method, and it reveals how to have a baby girl by scheduling the sexual intercourse. More precisely, the couples who propose is to have a daughter ought to have sex about 3 days before ovulation. How to have a baby girl naturally? Besides the Scheitel's method, there is another sex selection method that offers an answer to the question when to conceive a female offspring. This method is the Chinese gender calendar method, an ancient astrological technique used in China since the 13th century, which determines using a table representing the Chinese gender chart the time intervals when a baby of the desired gender is more likely to be conceived by a woman. More precisely, for having a baby girl, the woman must try to conceive her child in the periods indicated by the Chinese gender table. To sum up, there are only two strategies of sex selection, both of which are natural methods that suggest the time when an offspring of the wished for gender has the biggest chances to be conceived. These methods, let's call them time methods, are Scheitel's and Chinese gender calendar. What to eat to have a baby girl? An other question that is searched very often related to gender selection is what foods are recommended for conceiving a female child. There is only one method that answers to this question, the diet method, which shows how to have a baby girl naturally by indicating the food items that the future mother must consume, most often that those rich in calcium and magnesium, like the dairy products, and also the foodstuffs that must be avoided, that is the salted foods, more precisely those high in sodium and potassium such as bread, meat and pastries. It's vital to know that the diet method for gender predetermination is contraindicated to the persons having high blood pressure, heart problems and excessive amount of calcium in the blood and the other medical conditions. How to conceive a baby girl? The first question that occurs to the couples aiming for a daughter is how can I have a baby girl? This is a very general question, unlike the two aforementioned questions, the ones referring to the conception period and to the advised diet. Answers for this global question are provided by every technique of gender selection, natural or not. More precisely, not only the natural strategies, as you may have noticed, the three aforementioned sex selection methods, Scheitel's, Chinese gender calendar and diet, are all natural, but also the unnatural, that is the scientific method, can help the couples have baby girls. How to have a girl baby scientific method. The huge number of women who say or think, if I want to have a baby girl, ought to know details about only the natural method of gender predetermination, but also about the scientific ones, which are actually artificial strategies that have higher success rates than the accuracy rates of the natural methods. Only one sex selection method is able to ensure, with the success rate of 100% if no errors occur, that the fetal sex, that is the gender of a future child, is the one that is wished for. This method is a scientific one and it's called PGD with IVF. If you want to know how to have a baby girl, you ought to be aware of the way the scientific method works. In a first phase, each of these methods collects sperm samples from the future father. PGD also collects eggs from the future mother. In the second phase, the scientific methods use a specialized medical laboratory that is equipped with the high-tech apparatus for preparing the necessary material for the future baby. The PGD method creates the suitable embryos using in vitro fertilization, while the methods Microsoft and Edison select the necessary enriched sperm subpopulations. And the third, which is also the last phase, the material obtained in the lab is introduced in the woman's uterus using artificial insemination.